A blue-collar revival could soon sweep Humboldt County. Within the next decade, two companies plan to float up to roughly 150 turbines west of Eureka. To supply gear for those wind energy farms, the Humboldt Bay Harbor District is industrializing the Samoa Peninsula.
The biggest export we have out of Humboldt County is our children. All of my children had to go out and go to work someplace else.
In order for me to find work right now, I have to leave out of town. I got 3 kids at home. Sometimes I'll come home a weekend a month.
Jason Schenkerberg could potentially stay home if redevelopment rekindles jobs extinguished during the timber flameout. The Harbor District and its private partner Crowley Wind Services plan to revive 180 acres that formerly produced wood products. Looking south from the Samoa Bridge, they'll remove these docks, build a heavy-lift wind terminal, and headquarters for turbine maintenance, assembly, and possibly manufacturing.
It's likely that in the early stages, we will receive more of the manufactured products from abroad than in the later stages. So this industry needs to be built from scratch. Japan is way ahead of us. There's a number of countries in Asia that are already manufacturing these components.
So here you can see blades being moved by train. These are small blades because you can't get much larger and move them by train. You can get bigger and move them by truck, but even that becomes challenging. And this blade here is less than half the size of the planned offshore wind turbines. So the only way to move them is by ship, which means that they have to be manufactured in a port. Because you can't move them across the land and they have to be moved by ship, then they'll have to be manufactured next to ships in ports.
San Francisco, let's just say they've got 60 acres to do pre-assembly. We have tugs, we have barges, that's what we do today, that could ship those components from that area in San Francisco up here, and then we can help do the construction.
That construction entails attaching blades to the hub and stacking the apparatus on top of towers. Crowley will oversee erecting those towers piecemeal at the wharf. Boats will tug the turbines to sea standing up. Turbine assembly cannot occur in the Bay Area because the erect turbines would slam into the Golden Gate Bridge. The feds already dredge a deep, wide Humboldt Bay entrance. Our port is close to and can supply equipment for Humboldt's wind farm, along with the planned Oregon wind energy farms. Humboldt's workers could also service potential farms off the Del Norte and Mendocino coasts. Those locations boast the U.S.'s most frequent high winds.
You've got a lot of ships that are going to have to go out to these turbines. People are going to have to get up onto the pontoons and the floaters and maintain all of this. There's probably going to be new helicopter pilots, a lot of technicians, drone pilots, and there'll be a whole lot of people working to inspect this equipment. And then a lot of it is underwater, so there will likely be jobs related to diving and driving submarine drones to inspect lines and the floaters.
Employment optimism abounded in April. The Harbor District celebrated its partnership with Crowley to develop the port. But good vibes turned rancid when an employee sued Crowley for ignoring her complaint that a supervisor had sexually assaulted her. Instead, Crowley allegedly required the victim to travel with her boss, who then allegedly raped her. In response, the company wrote, quote, "While we take allegations of sexual assault seriously, we will vigorously defend ourselves against the lawsuit." With trust in Crowley cracking, in July, blue-collar workers demanded guarantees.
It needs to have strong protection for local workers. We have a robust workforce here, and we need protection to make sure that the local folks have a good shot at this.
It's unclear whether Crowley will guarantee local hiring. Regardless, until August 25th, the Harbor District is soliciting public guidance on how to analyze the wind terminal's environmental impact. That impact could include a 2.0 revival of Humboldt's blue-collar glory days. Eric Black, Arcata News, Samoa.